بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانه عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور ولا تسعر خدك للناس ولا تمشي في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير صدق الله العظيم. Honorable ulama, respected elders and friends, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for having granted us such a beautiful religion that is a guide for each one of us at every step of our life. Today, inshallah, there will be a nikah ceremony or 2 nikah ceremonies after the program. So in line with giving some nasiha to the newlywed, inshallah, and for all of us that are still young, and those that have got children, now we are growing old. So general advice, inshallah, that is of benefit for each one of us. When we look at the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with regards to marriage, then it's mentioned in the hadith something to the effect that women are married for 4 reasons. One is either for wealth, the spouses getting together for wealth, or for upgrading the family lineage, or for beauty. And then further, Rasulullah says that it is beneficial that you go after somebody's piety and deen. So from there we learn that a pious union has got a lot of benefits. A union of piety is going to produce piety throughout the generations, inshallah. And we see this from the biographies of our pious predecessors, and we learn a great deal from their lives. Simplicity was the order of the day, but the heights to which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had raised them was mind-boggling. Look at Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah, a great personality. You think of something and that quality, he has it. Sufyan bin Uyayna rahimahullah says that I look at Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah and I look at the galaxy of Sahaba radiyallahu anhum. In my mind, there is nothing that I saw that could be of greater virtue in the Sahaba radiyallahu anhum over Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah. Meaning that the two were looking alike, except for 2 things that the Sahaba had, which Abdullah ibn Mubarak did not have. One was the sohbah, the companionship of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the other was the time that they spent in the various battles with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These were the only 2 things that he lacked. A great scholar of Sham says that out of all the qualities, the good qualities, the good characteristics that have been created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there was nothing that Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah was lacking. That was the personality. Now, angels are not born. Today we've got a different notion. My child, no, he doesn't do this. Somebody comes with a complaint to me, your son is doing this. It can never happen. My child is not like that. Every parent has got that mindset, that my child is an angel. Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah, how did he reach that level? where he is a faqih, he is a muhaddith, he is a mujahid, he is an abid, he is a zahid also, you name it. It was the piety of the parents that played a big role. Today it's very easy to dump something over the asatiza of the madrasa or the school. If a child is misbehaving, his akhlaq and character is not good, dump it. That's the easiest way to brush off things off our shoulders. What we don't understand is that ilm is different and tarbiyah is different. The schools and the madaris, they will imbibe knowledge in the hearts of our children, in the minds of our children. When it comes to akhlaq and character and tarbiyah, it is me and you that have to do it. If we fail to wake up for Fajr Salah, then forget our children performing Fajr. Children do what they see us doing. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah, his father was a Turk. And he was working for somebody in a pomegranate garden. So the master comes one day and tells him that, can you bring me one pomegranate? So he goes, he breaks, and then he serves it to his master. When he eats it, it was sour. He tells him, go and get a sweeter one. So he goes and he brings one more, he places it in front of him. As he breaks, he starts eating it. Again it was sour. And it happens for a third time. And the master tells him, Abdullah ibn Mubarak's father, that Mubarak, for how long have you been working here? You can't differentiate between sweet and sour. 3 opportunities I gave you, each time you brought a sour fruit. What was his answer? He said, oh my master, I don't know which tree is producing sweet fruit and which one is producing sour fruit. How can't you know that? He said, I've never tasted a single fruit. Because you've never given permission to me to handle the garden as I wish. I've been handling it according to your wishes. When the master, he heard this, immediately in his mind came his daughter for whom he was looking for a spouse. He says, Mubarak, I want to get my daughter married to you. So Mubarak says that people in the days of ignorance, they used to marry for the family name, the lineage, so that in society they could become something. The Jews, they marry because of money, and Christians marry because of beauty. And for us, our deen is such that we have to marry due to piety. When he heard this also, he says, this man is intelligent. For so long he did not interact with him, but today the time came now, he is understanding who is under his, who is his slave. So he goes home and he tells his wife, I have found a match. Who is it? The slave that is working in the garden. Both of them get married. The piety of the two produced Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah. Another example, Umar bin Abdul Aziz rahimahullah, who was known as a second Umar. Read his biography, our hair will stand. Wolf and sheep in one field, and the wolf is not harming the sheep. Who was his mother? Layla. And who was Layla? The daughter of Asim. Who was Asim? The son of Umar radiallahu anhu. And who was he married to? Lengthy incident. That lady who at one night, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, when he disguised himself in the form of a general person, not as a Khalifa, and he was walking down the streets of Medina Munawwara, and he came to this one house where there was a conversation taking place between the mother and the daughter. And the mother is telling the daughter, mix some water in the milk, make it adulterated and sell it so that we can get more money. And the daughter says that no, we can't do that. We can't do that. And she says, but the Khalifa is not here. How is he going to know about it? Let's do it. And the daughter says, if he is not here, so what? Allah is watching us. When he heard that conversation, the next morning now he started planning to get Asim married to that girl. A pious union produces a personality, not in the next generation, but the generation after that. Umar bin Abdul Aziz, rahimahullah. What a great personality. So the crux of it, friends and elders, is that each one of us, we have a responsibility. Number one, that we beg from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for pious children. This was a dua of Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, in 69 places of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about him. And various occasions are just du'as. The dua he makes for pious children, Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Allah grant me pious offspring. So those that are begging for children, this is the dua we need to make. Allah grant us pious offspring. Zakaria alayhi salatu wassalam, Rabbi habli min ladunka dhurriyatan tayyiba. Allah grant me from your side such an offspring that is tayyib, it is pure. Khidr alayhi salam, that famous incident between him and Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. At one stage he kills one young boy, and then later on he is now narrating to Musa alayhi salatu wassalam the reason why he had killed him. And he says, وَأَمَّا الْغُلَامِ, that child that was killed, فَكَانَ أَبَوَاهُ مُؤْمِنَيْنِ, his parents are both believers. فَخَشِينَا أَن يُرْهِقَهُمَا طُغْيَانًا وَكُفْرًا. It was our fear that this child, as he is going to grow up, he might take those parents of his that are on piety towards evil, towards wretchedness. So we rather get rid of him. Inshallah, they will make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will grant them something pious. So this is the dua that we need to make. And then secondly, when Allah grants us pious offspring, so we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. One is that Allah has given us children. The other is that inshallah they are going to be pious. Then make the tarbiyah. As I mentioned, nobody is born an angel. It is tarbiyah at every step of their lives that is going to make them shine like stars. If Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam, Allah made the tarbiyah. Every Nabi had to undergo some form of tarbiyah. Before they were granted nubuwah, they were shepherds. After gaining nubuwah, there are occasions in the Quran Allah is mentioning where He is reprimanding certain Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam. Why? A lesson for me and you. My piety should not deceive me, and nobody should. I shouldn't say that nobody should come and tell me anything. Who are you to tell me something? If Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam who are guided at different stages of their lives, we also will need guidance at every stage of our life. So for the younger generation, we shouldn't feel that because we are already married, our parents can't tell us anything. Today is unfortunate. Society has become such. There was a time in the past where the father would share his ideas with the son, with the children, and he would command them to do things. He would even tell the children that you are wrong here. What's happening nowadays? Parents are scared. I can't tell my son anything. Why? He'll throw a mouthful back to me. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, a simple example for us. When he sees that dream, and he tells his son, he shares the dream with his son. Long story short, the son assists him to become the Khalil of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَا when both of them become subservient, وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ, Ibrahim alayhi salam then lays him onto the ground. After that, the Quran is silent. Whatever has happened, the Quran is silent. Why? No language can translate what transpired between the father and the son. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just revealed, قَدْ صَدَّقْتَ رُؤْيَا. For Ibrahim, the dream has come. The dream has come. So we need to give them a correct upbringing. There is no gift that a father, a parent can give to his children better than akhlaq and character. You shouldn't see that no, our children are going to school and madrasa, they are well looked after. It is my responsibility as a parent to ensure that my children have got good akhlaq and character. If I will not look after them, nobody else will look after it. If I will allow the children to grow without akhlaq and character, they will never change. They will never change. They will remain as they are. And then eventually what will happen? In the context of akhlaq and character, they will be yatim. They will be orphans. ليس اليتيم الذي قد مات والده بل اليتيم يتيم العلم والأدب. An orphan is not that child who has lost his parents. An orphan in reality is one who is void of ilm, knowledge and adab, akhlaq, character. Whatever is imbibed within them at a young age, it is going to go on for years, inshallah. So each one of us need to make that effort. Look at the incident of Sheikh Zakaria rahimahullah, a famous scholar, a compiler of Fadail A'mal, a book that is read in mostly each masjid across the globe. His father was linked with Sheikh Raipuri rahimahullah. And Sheikh Raipuri rahimahullah, he wanted that the Sheikh Zakaria rahimahullah, his father, used to come, he must come and spend at least 2 months in my company. So he wrote a letter to him. In those days, there's no WhatsApp, internet. So letter reaches Sheikh Zakaria's father. And then he responds, or he doesn't respond to that letter. He just sends messages with somebody that I will come later on, inshallah. A time comes when Sheikh Zakaria rahimahullah's father, he writes a letter to his Sheikh and says that now that Zakaria is 18 years old and he is able to stand on his feet, I am ready to come and join your company for 2 months. Up to now, he was shackled to my feet. And today, what's the condition of our children? 5-star luxury, comfort at home. Our houses look like hotels. Alhamdulillah, big shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Somebody made a house on top of the hada min fadli rabbi. This is from the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the blessings of Allah. An alim goes to visit him and tells him, can I tell you what is in front? لِيَبْلُوَنِيَ أَشْكُرُ وَأَكْفُرُ. Allah has granted you this so that now He is testing you, whether you are going to make shukr or you are going to be ungrateful. Every room has got Wi-Fi. Our children, they've got all access to everything. A luxury life, chauffeur-driven school and madrasa, town, shopping malls, whatnot, everything is there. What is the cry of these children? What is the cry of these children? Ya walidi, ka'annana sukkanu fi ahadil fanadiq. Sirna na'ishu hayatana ma bayna khadimatin wasa'iq. Kanat lana amaniyatun an naltaqiya wal jawwu ra'iq. Wa narakuma fi baytina ya walidi walau daqa'iq. Oh beloved father, I will end with this. It's as though we are living in a hotel. In one room of a hotel. Sirna na'ishu hayatana ma bayna khadimatin wasa'iq. Our life is between the maid and the driver. We don't see you. Breakfast time is the maid. After school is the maid again. After madrasa is the maid again. Where is the father sleeping? Where is the mother? Somewhere. كانت لنا أمنية. It is our wish, our desire. We meet. Even if it's for one moment, whilst the atmosphere is still good, take time and meet us. We can share our ideas. Mufti Ahmad Khan Puri Sahib Damat Barakatuh, one day he came to the Jamia and he was addressing the ulama and he made pertinent points. He said in the olden days there were no books written with regards to the upbringing of children because it was not taken as a separate responsibility. Husband and wife get together, responsibility came automatic. But today it's unfortunate, there are books written, the ideal mother, the ideal father. Read them. Read them. Bring qualities in our lives as parents so that our children can become stars in the community. Instead of people pointing fingers against them, at least they can point fingers at them, inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Two announcements. Number one.